Good morning, everybody. My name is Frank Mastoris. I am the practitioner of the day. I'm a ministerial intern, and I am going to do the sermon today. Let's see, where am I? There we are, good. The topic today is we were entirely ready. And this comes from the 6 steps of any of the 12-step programs, whether you say AA, NA, or whatever, which is we are entirely ready to let go of our character defects. So let's start with the simple definition of what a character defect is. A character defect could be considered a negative trait or behavior that stops growth. It could be dishonesty. It could be impatience. It could be fear. It could be pride. It could be lust. It could be anything you can think of. And guess what? Welcome to life, y'all. We're all it. We got them. I don't know about you, but I got them left and right, okay? And I know that. We come into life as human beings, having spiritual experiences, and as spiritual beings having human experiences. The human experiences, they're a little weird for us because we all kind of come into life like little babies, and we've got this kind of personality there, but we really don't understand the world. And then we get into our family, and there's something called the psychosocialization. It's how we learn in our world. Our family doing the best they can, trying to teach us how to live well, try to teach us what they know, but they don't always know everything, and sometimes they mess it up, okay? And lovingly, they do the best they can. I know, I grew up in an alcoholic, abusive home. My dad did what he knew, but he didn't know any better, okay? Took a little while for me to get past that, but I'm past that now, and that's okay. But I learned some of my character stuff from him, and some of my character stuff from my mom. And then we get put out into the world with what we know, and we go to school. And in school, we start dealing with other people. And other people are doing what other people do. They're being people-y. They do what they do. Sometimes they smile, sometimes they laugh, sometimes they tease, sometimes they're bullies, sometimes they joke, sometimes they're just plain. I can't say that. Okay, I can't say that online. I like the Rev. The Rev will just do this number to me. So, but we go out there in the world. Then as we go through school, we get into our teenage years and we learn to start dating. And we meet somebody and we fall madly in love with them. We get infatuated. We want all that we can have with them. We forget there's ourselves in this, and we start loving other people. And in that, usually, our heart gets broken. And that's sad, but it's true. It's just part of this cycle of life. And during all this time, the human mind labels things. We're trying to understand life. As children, we start trying to understand life by labeling it. We start saying, well, this is this, and this is this, and then we start adding value judgments to it. It's good, it's bad, it's this, it's that. It's fabulous, it's wonderful, it stinks. We start putting value judgments to everything, based on, sometimes on us, based on also what our culture tells us is good or bad. This might set somebody off, so please don't get set off. I already set you off? Okay. Okay. So we keep attaching meaning to stuff. Looking at our current situation, our current political thing, just not to touch on politics, but to touch on stuff around politics. People will say that being gay or transsexual is horrible. It's a sin, da-da-da. Is it? Is it really? That's a cultural experience. That's not what God said. That's culture. That's what somebody else said. Well, the Bible says, well, guess what? The Bible was written from an oral tradition thousands of years after it was actually written, actually spoken. Think about it. We're all human beings. Think about the telephone game. You tell one person one thing, and by the time it gets to the end, it's totally different, okay? Things get blown out. Things get forgotten completely. And we're a choice as to what we believe, or want to believe, actually.
Spirit does not make mistakes.
And Spirit makes no mistakes. Thank you. You know, we get told everything. Guys, remember I asked you if you would do me a favor? I asked some of the guys if they would do me a favor earlier, okay, as part of this sermon. We're all taught how we're supposed to react in life. We're not supposed to be something. So guys, if you will just follow me a moment on this. Men are told we're not supposed to have feelings. We're not supposed to get angry. We're always supposed to be brave. So guys, I just would like you on a count of 3 to grunt with me. Okay? On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that we fulfilled our manly duty to be to be ultra thing, can we just be human? Really, let's just be human beings having our feelings, and that's okay, just to be things, just to be human. We're all human beings having spiritual experiences, and we're all spiritual beings having human experiences. And we can either live with the choices that we've been told we have to live with, or we can choose to live how we want to. Our question today was, what do we do with the things that we don't want to accept that other people think we should do? Let me start with a simple answer to that. Nothing. You do not have to accept anybody else's choices in life. You are one divine expression of this one life called God, and you are fabulous just the way you are. Now, and going along with that, you know, things happen on the human levels, and because of our conditioning, sometimes we cringe at them. Sometimes we're uncomfortable. Sometimes we're unhappy. I don't know about you, but sometimes I love being touched, and sometimes, please don't touch me. I'm just not in the mood for that. And today I'm in the mood, so please feel free. Okay. Okay. We all got stuff, and we attach meaning to it. We've accepted meaning from our culture, and then we add our own stuff on top of it. And we all got pain. We are unique expressions of this one life, but really, none of us are special in the sense that my pain's more special than your pain. Pain is pain. It stinks, whether we like it or not. The Buddhists tell us that pain is just a part of life. But suffering, that's where we have a choice here. We can choose to suffer or not. We are at choice about our lives. I don't know about you. I want to be happy. And thank you guys for grunting with me. I really appreciate you. I truly do. And Reverend Ray, please don't yell at me when you get back. Thank you.
He might grunt too.
But yeah, he might. We have bought so much stuff. And we keep hurting ourselves because we were told to act a certain way, be a certain way, love a certain way, dance a certain way, sing a certain way. You're not pretty enough. You're not handsome enough. You're not special. You're stupid. You're not this, you're not that. Stop buying it. Stop buying those stories. All they are is stories, somebody else's stuff. They become our stuff when we choose to accept them. I don't want to accept it. Somebody, when I first got here, somebody said they don't like being up in the front because they don't think they can talk well enough. Girlfriend, get over it. And I have to ask a very simple question. Do you love yourself? I heard somebody say yeah, but I want you to think about it a minute. Before you just say yeah, do you really love yourself? I mean, this is a very important question because in my head, I love myself, but in my heart, do I really love me? Do I? I'm very good for picking at myself and saying, well, I didn't do that right, I didn't do this right, I could have did this, I could have did that, I could have been here, I could have been there, I could have done this in my life, I could have done that, rather than accept myself. One of the important things I learned by getting married from my spouse was to love myself just the way that I am, because he loves me just as I am. He doesn't try to change me. He doesn't, even though I've made multiple attempts to push him in certain directions. He loves me just the way I am, with all my faults and all my stuff. And I go to him all the time. I know I'm hard to live with, and he goes, "You're easy." I'm going, mm-hmm. Yeah, that and $3 to buy a cup of coffee at Starbucks, you know. So I want you to consider loving yourself. Really loving yourself at the heart level, not the head level. I can tell you right now, I love myself. Sometimes. I don't always love myself. Real love, real self-love allows us to have some compassion for ourselves. And real self-love allows us to have compassion for others. Reverend Rafe was talking about the difference between willingness to change and wanting to change in the last sermon. If you are to get to willingness to change, you really have to love yourself. Because it's not a head thing, it's a heart thing. Real love requires us to love ourselves just the way we are with all our stuff. And to heck with what anyone else says. That's their stuff. Real love lets us feel all of our stuff. It lets us live in that and move through it. It lets us let it go. It lets us share with somebody so we can just be free. Real love lets us make better choices for ourselves. And are you willing to make better choices for yourself? That's a question of self-love. I can't tell you to make better choices. Reverend Rafe can't tell you to make better choices. But I could suggest you consider that possibility as part of your self-love. This is going to sound weird. This is going to be a different spiritual practice. It's somewhat of a meditative practice that I'd like you to consider adopting. I want you to think about the time when you were infatuated with somebody. And there must have been a song that caught your heart or caught you that really made you your heart sing about that person. Find a song similar to that. Play it for you. I want you to find a song that you love that brings you to your heart about loving yourself, that lets you fall madly, deeply, and passionately in love with yourself. Not in a jealous, controlling, oh, I'm so wonderful way, but a way where you love yourself completely. And in loving yourself completely, you love God in you completely. Michael Beckwith talks about the 4 stages of consciousness, the last one being as me. I love God as me. I love me, and no one could take that away from me. In this day and age where they're talking about taking gay rights away and gay marriage, and they're trying to make trans people illegal, which, yeah, you can do whatever y'all want to do, but you can't. People are going to be here and they're going to love themselves anyway. They're going to be who they are regardless. So, everybody, I can accept the fact that they're doing what they need to do. But I love me a heck of a lot more than I love what they're doing, and I don't care. Because I know that I am so at one with God that the very power of God dwells in me, and as each and every one of you. So find that song that calls to your heart. Find that song that makes you want to love yourself passionately, joyfully, and love yourself. You can't go wrong. Matter of fact, you will, as you become more in love with yourself, you'll make better choices. You'll want to change your life. You'll want to grow and change. You'll be able to see people as with all their faults and other foibles, and not worry about what they say. Who the heck cares? Because if you love yourself, honestly love yourself completely, you won't care. So, to you all, namaste.